So you're wanting to move to Australia and someone has promised you that they can make the whole process as easy as possible. Well, if you're looking at using a migration agent to get you a visa, then these are some things that you should consider when selecting a visa agent. Or you might end up wasting a load of time and money. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you some extra special tips for things that you definitely need to take into consideration or what could lead to being potential red flags, to help you separate what could be the best from the best of visa agents. So the first thing you need to take into consideration is your potential agent MARA registered, or is it OMARA? Either way, it's the Office of Migration Agents Registration Authority. Something like that. If the agent you're about to use is registered, then they should have a registration number. They'll subscribe to the Migration Agent's Code of Conduct. They should have adequate insurance to protect you in the case of negligence or malpractice. And with that MARA registration number, you can check out if they're legit or not. And if you want to check them out, then I've put the link to the website down in the description below. And if you're looking at working with a good migration agency, then chances are they'll have multiple MARA registered agents. And why is that a good thing? Well, I guess the more people that you have that could potentially be looking into your case, the better. It's not to say that one agent can't be fantastic, but I don't think this is a case here where too many cooks are going to spoil your visa agency broth. The next thing to take into consideration is experience. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean how much experience the individuals or groups have as MARA registered agents, but most importantly, do the visa agents that you're looking at have experience in the types of visas that you want to be able to get? Do they have experience in handling similar cases to yours? For example, are you looking to migrate primarily for work? And are you looking for someone who has experience in temporary skilled visas? Or are you looking for that elusive permanent residency? And so do you want someone who has experience with families looking to migrate over on a 189 or a 190 visa? The easiest way to check whether your potential visa agent has the experience in the area that you would like is to go on their website and check out their client case studies. Do they have testimonials from people similar to you getting the visas that you want? Because if they don't, then chances are they might not have a lot of experience in getting you the visa that you want to get. And this leads on to our third point about what you should be looking for from a visa agent and what is their reputation like. What do other people say about the visa agency that you could be looking to instruct? Now, not only are good visa agents going to have client testimonials, but they might have some other forms of reviews on their website. But the best place that you can look for someone's reputation is the good old Google reviews. Everyone loves to bloody leave a Google review, don't they? Whether it's good or bad. Pump your visa agent's name into Google and see how many stars they've got. See how many reviews have been left. And most importantly, read a few of the reviews. Read a few of the recent reviews. What types of people are reviewing them and what types of visas have they got? Another thing to consider when you're thinking about reputation is that I don't think whether an agent is busy or not is a good sign of their reputation. And what I mean by this is that some agents might seem busy just because they're cheap. And as we know with buying anything, cheap doesn't always mean good. Another thing to take into consideration is if they're now cheap and they're busy, are they going to be able to offer the same level of service to you that they could do when they were cheap and not very busy? I find in life there are always three things to take into consideration when you're paying for something, but you can never get all three. They're either going to be cheap, quick, or offer a good level of service. And chances are you won't be able to find someone that can offer all three. And the last thing to take into consideration about someone's reputation and whether they're busy or not, are they just lying about it to make them seem better? I guess you'll never know. The next thing to take into consideration when considering a visa agent is their results. No, I don't mean what GCSEs did they get or whether they have a degree. I mean, I think you kind of have to have a degree in law if you want to be a visa agent anyway. But when we talk about results, you do need to consider the success rate of your potential visa agent. How successful are they in achieving positive outcomes for their clients? Because I don't know about you, but it seems to me like it should be a bit of a red flag if they can't tell you their success rate, normally as a percentage. If they can't tell you what their success rate is, what are they hiding? Or why don't they know what their success rate is? If you were any good at doing something and you wanted to get future clients for it, wouldn't you tell them how good you were? Now, this next thing to take into consideration, I think, is probably one of the most important ones. But this is the one that's going to lead to probably excess unnecessary stress if it isn't done correctly. How good is the communication between you and your visa agent? A good migration agent is going to be able to communicate with you well, And what I mean by that is quickly and also just with a good vibe. It's all about the vibes.
It's the vibe.
How long does it take the visa agent to get back to you? Do take into consideration time zones if your visa agent isn't in the country that you're in. What kind of vibe do they give across when communicating with you? Does it sound a bit pushy? You are going to spend a lot of time communicating with your visa agent, and considering the main reason why you're paying for a visa agent is because you want the whole process to be less hassle and stress-free, make sure that the initial communication and the vibe that you get from your visa agent doesn't give you the ick. Sometimes you don't even have to pay extra to have good communication either. But communication is just one part of overall the next thing that you should be looking for. And that is, what is the total level of service that can be provided by your visa agent? You want to have the feeling that your visa agent goes above and beyond with providing you the service to help get you the visa to move to Australia. How does it feel with your visa agent about them trying to go the extra mile in securing you pretty much the most important piece of paperwork that could lead you to living your best life down under? Being a visa agent is not just about collecting the information that they need for a visa and then processing it for you. A good visa agent should be able to provide you with the support and guidance that's going to give you peace of mind throughout the whole process. And if they're able to provide any additional points of service with the whole moving process, then that's a good thing as well. How professional is the visa agent that you are speaking to? Because when you're paying thousands of dollars for a service that lots of people claim that you should be able to do for yourself, you want to have a little bit of confidence in the knowledge and ability of the person you're entrusting the rest of your life to. Not only should your visa agent have a good understanding of the ever-changing laws when it comes to immigration to Australia, but great agents will also take part in regular continual professional development to make sure that they are up to date with all of the changes. Laws and requirements change like the wind in Australia. And just because your situation might not lead you to the visa that you want at the moment, things do change in the Australian visa world all the time. So don't be worried if a visa agent doesn't have the answer to your question right away. They might just have to go and look up to see if their information is the most up to date. It should also be taken into consideration that not all visa agents are suitable for everyone. So don't take it as a bad thing if a particular agent professionally declines you as a potential client. Now the bit that you've all been waiting for: how much do visa agents cost? Now it is important to remember that MARA registered agents do have their fees regulated. So be safe in the knowledge that the fees that you have, whilst they might vary ever so slightly from agent to agent, they are moderated by the Australian government. Fees can also vary on the type and complexity of the case, and all good visa agents will itemise all of their individual costs. And if the costs are really high, does the visa agent offer a payment plan? Or are the fees structured in a way so that you can actually pay for it all? You could also take into consideration any no visa, no fee promises. Those types of guarantees show you how confident a potential agent could be in taking on your potential case. Good agents should also offer a free visa assessment, and these can cost anywhere around $300. The moving process is expensive enough, and you shouldn't have to pay to find out whether someone can help you or not. It's like an unnecessary call-out fee for a tradie to come round your house and find out that they can't fix your toilet. Also, don't be lulled into promises where visa agents might offer to reduce the cost of any ongoing services as long as you pay for the initial free consult. What if you don't like them? Anyone who knows that they provide a good service should be able to provide you with some value for free. Isn't that what I'm doing for you now? Now, some extra tips so that you can separate the good from the potentially great visa agents. Number 1, be mindful of any suspicious behaviour. Are there any extra fees that weren't mentioned in the initial consult? Are they trying to give you any promises that they can fast track your visa? No agent can guarantee any kind of fast tracking when it comes to the visa. That's just down to how quickly you can provide them with the information and the speed of the Australian government, who changes their mind all of the time based upon fluctuating Australian labour needs. Number 2, are you a non-native English speaker? In that case, then I consider an agency that can best cater for your needs. Does your potential agency have staff from all around the world, including the country that you're from? They may be able to understand your situation a little better. Number 3, does the company that you're looking at have a staff or agent profile? You know what I mean. When you click on their little name, does it give you any extra information about them? At the end of the day, we're all people, and people love to see and know more about other people, especially if you're going to spend a lot of your time on phone calls or emails. I think it's a nice touch to be able to learn a little bit more about the people that you're going to be working with, rather than just a vague About Us section on a website. Number 4, you might not be aware of this one, but sometimes visa agents get disciplined by MARA. And ultimately, you can check out whether the visa agent that you're going to be working with has been through that disciplinary process. Check the link in the description down below and you'll find a website all about the Mara disciplinary decisions. Just type in your visa agent and see if there's anything that's gone against them. It goes without saying that with the amount of visa agents that there are out there, don't waste your time with someone who hasn't been able to do their job properly. And then the last and possibly my biggest tip for working with a visa agent is to always consider someone else who has worked with them and can personally refer their service. So if you want a visa agency that can successfully manage your visa, who has more than 60 years worth of combined experience in getting people temporary work visas, permanent residencies, partner visas, pretty much any visa that you could consider, then you should speak to TrueBlue Migration Services and take advantage of their free visa eligibility assessment. They've got hundreds of reviews on Google with a near perfect 5-star rating and have a 99% success rating at getting people visas. They have multiple offices in Australia and have a rapid turnaround time with any communication that you have with them. I know personally through the hundreds if not thousands of people that we've been able to help together through this channel that they provide the utmost level of service and professionalism, and all for a pretty reasonable fee that of course is regulated by the Australian government. If they can't get you a visa, there's no fee, and when you finally do need to pay for their services, there is a pretty handy payment plan. So overall, should you go for a visa agent? And the simple answer is you don't have to. But I personally used a visa agent to get over to Australia, and I like to think of it like an investment. Nothing good is ever easy, and based upon my own experience of doing things myself, like DIY, I often cock it up or just don't get round to it. But if someone had said to me, pay me X, and in 18 months time I'll be able to give you Y, and Y was better than X, it seems like a good investment to me. Isn't that a worthwhile investment? When I moved to Australia, I paid the cost of using a visa agent in about 3 months, due to the higher wages that I received as a teacher. And I'll continue to earn that extra money for as long as I live here, which I hope is going to be like for the rest of my life. If you can do the whole visa application process yourself, then good for you. Good luck. But if you want peace of mind and one less thing to stress about when making your move, then going and getting a free visa assessment today with an agency like TrueBlue Migration Services could be the best thing that you do all year. There's a link to them down in the description. Make sure to mention us to get that free visa assessment. And if you want more helpful information that could help you with your next steps moving to Australia, then watch this video. See you next time.